Let's get to Tim Walz, who, just when you think no one's sitting at this table, neither she nor the big white blanket, can embarrass themselves any further, he does. She asks him, to her credit, about the carrying the weapons in war, which we know is a lie. He never served in war. He's been stealing valor for quite some time. And take a listen to this answer.
You said that you carried weapons in war, but you have never deployed actually in a war zone. A campaign official said that you misspoke. Did you?
Well, first of all, I'm incredibly proud. I've done 24 years of wearing the uniform of this country. Equally proud of my service in a public school classroom, whether it's Congress or the governor. My record speaks for itself, but I think people are coming to get to know me. I speak like they do. I speak candidly. I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I speak especially passionately about our children being shot in schools and around guns. So I think people know me. They know who I am. They know where my heart is. And again, my record has been out there for over 40 years to speak for itself.
And the idea that you said that you were in war,
yeah.
Did you misspeak as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting, the ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar's not always correct. But again, if it's not this, it's an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog.
This took chutzpah. Let's go through it. You said you carried weapons in war, but you've never deployed in a war zone. A campaign official of yours said you misspoke. Did you? Well, I'm proud, incredibly proud of my record. He keeps doing this. Equally proud of my service in the classroom. Did I mention I was a teacher and a coach, an assistant coach? Okay, whatever. But he's more stolen valor. In the classroom, I'm in the classroom. My record speaks for itself. It doesn't, actually. You've put a lot of lies into that record that you've been called out on by service personnel. You must clarify, as your campaign had tried to do, and now you appear to be distancing yourself from that clarification. And then here's two pieces of this that are really, I speak like they do. People are coming to get to know me. I speak like they do. I speak candidly. I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I speak especially passionately about, and then he goes on to blame it on the school shootings. I guess he was upset about school shootings, so he lied. But stop saying you speak like we do. I speak like regular people. What kind of bullshit is that? No, you don't, sir. We don't lie about military service we didn't actually perform, like going to war. We don't steal valor by saying that we had a higher rank in the National Guard than we did. We don't run around saying we served in operating Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan when we didn't. We don't stand and watch somebody say that we were in combat in Iraq when we weren't. You don't blame it on us. Don't pull us down to your lowest common denominator of falsehoods. We don't behave like that. You do. And you're asking for the second most powerful position in the nation. You want us to put you there. You can't even be honest about the lies that you've told. We don't even get a straight explanation for what you said and why you said it. Be fine to do spin, but instead you want to say, we all lie like this. Stop. I'm passionate. As the audience on this show knows, I get passionate about a lot. It doesn't cause me to lie. It's not some weird Total Recall insertion in the arm or the head that makes you suddenly start lying. Passion. That's not how passion works, Governor. They know where my heart is, he says. My record's been out there for over 40 years to speak for itself. Again, what a dodge. So then she goes back, you heard it there. So did you misspeak, as the campaign has said? That was a good follow-up. And he says, well, yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, it was a school shooting, the ideas of carrying the weapons of war. And then this gall. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar's not always correct. You mean it was a grammatical error when you said the weapons of war you used in war? When you said you carried a weapon into war, it was a grammatical issue? Does anybody believe that? Literally no one does. And this was the place, Dana Bash, for the follow-up. Are you actually saying it was a grammatical issue when you said you carried weapons into war? That's what you want this audience to believe? Was it a grammatical issue when you said from the time you ran for office to today still on your gubernatorial website that you were a retired command sergeant major when you weren't? Was that a grammar issue? How? How exactly? I know you feel it. I don't have to explain it to you. And then the final chutzpah. Again, if it's not this, meaning these crazy attacks on me, if it's not this, it's an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog. Okay. After the Democratic National Convention, a couple of insane lunatics online thought it would be fun to make fun of his son, Gus, who's special needs, who's on the autism spectrum. My understanding is he's nonverbal. Well, he's verbal, but he's got a nonverbal, quote, disorder of some sort. And some trolls thought it might be fun to make, I don't know whether they knew that about the son or not. I'm going to assume they didn't, but I could be wrong. So you pick one or two trolls and you elevate that to the only presidential sit down that you and your running mate have given. You elevate it. Why? Because you're trying to paint yourself as the victim. This is a Meghan Markle. I've said that Kamala Harris is a Meghan Markle. She fires everybody. She bullies everybody. And there's no substance to her. So is he. This is what Meghan Markle does. The British people are racist. The American people are racist. And then she finds a couple of random troll comments on the internet to prove her point. You want to find random troll comments to prove that people have said something about you? It's very easy. Very easy. What is true is what the overall takeaway was of any given event, of the reaction to any given event or appearance. And the overall reaction to Tim Walz and Kamala Harris at that convention was extremely positive. And the outpouring of love for his son and the relationship between a father and son in that moment was overwhelming too. Yes, even among Republicans. But he wants to dodge the responsibility for his lies. And he brings up his son to do it. He tries to hide behind his son and say, remember when they attacked my poor boy? That's disgusting. He re-elevated the attacks on his child and fronted them with a huge national audience in the only presidential sit down they've given because he needs cover. It's disgusting. It was incredibly cynical what he did. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.